Hi everybody, happy Thursday. Now today's video is actually super cool and I'm super excited about it. But before I get into that, are you new to my channel? Make sure you're subscribed and have your notification turned on. My name is Bea and this vlog is dedicated to advocate truly inclusive school provision through well-researched, safe and recommended approaches such as Lego-based therapy. A huge thank you to you if you subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that you are here. But let's get into this very exciting idea. Coping skills. Coping skills at school. What is it and why all teachers should use it? I really wanted to talk about this because I mention coping skills all the time when I teach about self-regulation, relaxation or coping techniques when teaching children, especially with special education needs and disability. I love using coping skills and I use them every time as they help me and my children to get through the difficulties of the school or life. What I like about them is that they are free tools that doesn't require a lot of training and are easily incorporated into school, class, small groups and one-to-one work. We all have to deal with stress and our children are no exception. Whether they go through very difficult circumstances or whether they stressed about their morning routine or going to school, they need to cope with different types of stress. First, let's define the coping skills. So, coping skills help you to tolerate, minimize and deal with stressful situations in your life. We all use coping skills, create those defense mechanisms or coping skills to help us better manage or lessen the stress. But not all coping skills are healthy. Our children can develop healthy or unhealthy coping skills when dealing with persistent stress or anxiety. As you're probably suspecting, using healthy coping mechanisms can allow our children to be in control, calm and ready to handle whatever is causing their stress. Unfortunately, children can rely on unhealthy coping mechanisms, especially when they work for them, but they're only working for the short term, but automatically may end up hurting children's physical or mental health. Let me give you a few examples of unhealthy coping mechanisms. Self-harming. For example, banging head, cutting, biting, pulling hairs out. This is very dangerous for children, and if you have children using this as a coping mechanism, you should seek professional help immediately. The other unhealthy coping mechanisms are extensive eating or under-eating, alcohol, drugs, avoiding problems, social withdrawal, aggression, etc. Today, I will not focus on unhealthy coping mechanisms, but I will talk about healthy coping skills. There are many different types of coping skills, but I will focus mainly on distraction techniques and problem process techniques as they work well in the school, community or home environment. These techniques are free to use, highly effective, proactive and positive ways of dealing with stress. Distraction technique is simply any activity that you engage in to redirect your mind of your current emotions. Instead of putting all your energy into the upsetting emotion, you reset your attention to something else. This will help you to get your children away from developing unhealthy coping skills such as self-injury, breaking things, hitting, shouting, avoiding, etc. So make sure that you will teach children to use healthy coping skills when dealing with stress. Let's get through the distraction techniques. Walk or get fresh air. Connect with nature. Get a break from the technology. This can help us to focus on our immediate surrounding, tune into how we are feeling and connect live with others. Read a book or listen to the audiobook, especially the one with the sound effects. It's a great way to escape your problems and live in a more exciting and happy one. Listen to the music, or sing, or maybe dance. Teach children breathing activities, breathing techniques. For example, for bar 4 breathing, star breathing, Lego belly breathing, hand breathing, breathe on fire technique. This will slow down our children's breathing and makes their hearts beating slow, and it will activate calmer response. Grounding techniques such as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, where we are distracting our brain by naming 5 things that we can see, 4 things that we can touch, 3 things that we can hear, 2 things that we can smell, and 1 thing that we can taste. This will help your children to ground them in the present moment and will reduce or slow down racing thoughts. You can also try yoga or guided meditation. Blowing bubbles. If the child imagines that he can put all the words inside the bubble and watch the bubble to burst, he can kind of associate this with letting the bad feeling go away. Exercise, release endorphins, boost our mood and release the pain that we can feel. Self-reflecting, calm space where children can self-regulate their emotion or relax and have time to recover or decrease the anxiety. Please create special cards and make sure you explain how to use it. Clean, sort or arrange spaces. Well, my children love this and they feel helpful, so I allow them to use the bottle spray and the paper towel to clean. They can feel relaxed and proud afterwards at how nice and clean the place looks. You can draw or color. There is something relaxing when coloring, but remember to individualize this, as this kind of activity may not work with all the children, especially those who doesn't like coloring or struggle with fine motor skills. Use sensory boxes with different materials where children can bury or find things. You can use sensory toys, but also slime, water, stones, colorful beads, etc. Do the puzzle, crossword puzzle or picture puzzle. Build Lego collaborative set. Challenge your children's brain and distract them from unhealthy coping skills. Write a nice card to a friend, mom or teacher. This is a positive activity and it will remind you that you're not alone with all that problems. You can do the act of kindness to somebody. This really helps to reduce stress and fills our bodies with feel-good hormones, increase our connection with others. You can also encourage children to write diary or to do the journaling. These tools are great to help our children to process through what they may be feeling and going through, and slow our impulses down so they don't make unhealthy decisions. Maybe this will stop their panic or decrease anxiety level. Use of feeling charts or zones of regulation can slow down and take time to go through the emotions that may have come up that day. It can help our children to see why they are feeling sad or angry or tired, excited or frustrated that day, that morning, afternoon. This also will help adults to be aware of children's emotions and use the flexible approach when dealing with them. You can also write down 1 or 2 things that you like about yourself and your situation. When children are upset, you can use gratitude and find things that you are grateful for. For example, you can say, alright, okay, things are hard right now, and you can name what is hard, but I'm grateful, for example, that I'm healthy, or that I have my fantastic friends who can listen to me or support me. Talk to your teacher time. I like this one because sometimes children just need to share with their emotions, and I like to give them the talk card to my children, and I will explain them how to use them. Sometimes we are so upset and we can't focus on what we are doing, or these feelings can escalate and cause our children to release this in lashing out, trashing the class, etc. And it's avoidable. Talking to the teacher could help them to explain what they feel or what they need, helping children to identify how the emotions feels in their bodies by trying to describe parts of the body, for example, face, feeling red, hot, itching, and explain and understand how this feels physically. Remember, we all have to deal with stress, and all the coping skills I mentioned today can be used by children and teachers. Using positive, healthy coping mechanisms helps us to deal with the stress in active and positive ways. Doesn't matter what our stress may be, we can use these coping skills and problem solve in a proactive, healthy way. Now, I know that I gave you enough to get you started, but there is more. Please leave the healthy coping skill that you use in the comments down below. What coping skills do you find to be the most helpful to your children? Which one works best for you? Okay, there you have it. I hope that you enjoyed my video today, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. After you finished, please join the discussion below. Tell me if you would like to learn more about coping skills, and I will see you soon. Bye!